Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another uh, top manga anime video. So yes, today I'm gonna do my top 25 best favorite manga of all time, in my personal opinion. So these are my top 25 favorite mangas, and I have been collecting mangas for the past 2 years straight, which I'm not going to talk about 2023. That was difficult for me, but I managed to pull it off. And over 36 series that I have. And by this recording, I pretty much, well, this is like whenever I post it. This is like before I got the, how should I put this? I haven't ordered the My Hero Academia Vigilante yet. I want to wait until the next 2 weeks. So basically I got 36 type of series of manga, and I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. And so this is just my personal opinion, and yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into it. To start off this, we're going to start with the honorable mention that did not make the cut. So it was hard for me to put some of these mangas on the list, but some of them didn't make the cut because several reasons. So the first thing we're going to start off that did not make the cut, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z did not make the cut. The day I got this manga, the box set, when I started reading, when I finished the Saiyan arc, I just stopped reading because the manga was rushed. And the anime did a better job, in my opinion. But I got this manga, the manga set, because Dragon Ball Z was part of my childhood, right next to Bleach. And it was my second anime. Plus, now I have the Dragon Ball Z manga set, to show respect of Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. But it didn't make the top list of the top 25, whatever, because how rushed it was. But the anime did it better anyway. So yeah. The next one, 5 centimeters per second. It was boring until I got to the halfway. Then I just stopped reading it. That's why you have not seen my review. Somehow I canceled my order of this, but it came anyway before it was canceled. So I canceled the order, but it came, but I got my money back. So it was boring, and when I got to the half reading of the manga. And the next one, Yu-Gi-Oh! I know, I wanted to put Yu-Gi-Oh! The highest list, but I had to put an honorable mention because don't get me wrong, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid, I never considered Yu-Gi-Oh! As an anime until I got the 3-in-1 edition of the manga set. And I wish I could have read this manga long ago, or something like that. But it didn't make the cut, and I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. I still do. And it's still sad for Takahashi. Takahashi passed away for being a heroic. So another good people that we lost, other manga creator. And this one would piss off a lot of people more than Dragon Ball. Death Note. Yeah, I'm putting Death Note in that honorable mention because I seen the anime. When I read this manga, I couldn't finish. Because, I mean, look at this. I was like nowhere near the half. And I just couldn't. And plus, the book keep closing on me. Every time I have the bookmark, I can't even find the bookmark, and it was annoying. So, since I've seen the anime, I already know how it's going to happen. So, there's no reason for me to put it on the list of the top 25. The next one, this one, K-On! I couldn't get into it. I'm not a fan of instruments person because I never play instruments. Plus, I never seen the anime. Plus, I was curious to read the manga, and I was like, not even close, halfway. So I stopped reading it as well. So yeah, I stopped reading on that area. Next one, this one. If you guys saw my review, and you guys know I don't like people cheating their significant other, but I felt that kind of that way, but I still enjoy reading this in a way. I don't see how this is a curse, honestly, but I can understand why, but I just don't see it in their point of view, but I enjoyed it nonetheless, and I can see a lot of people were pissed that I enjoyed this manga, and now I feel fully pissed off, or anything like that. Next one. I wish this series had done more. Because 2 volumes, completed series, I wish it could have done more. If they plan on doing an anime of this, it might as well just be a movie instead of a fucking series. Because it should have been like a 1 edition manga for volume 1 and 2. It'd be a lot more simple and easier. But no, they decided to split it into 2. I couldn't care less for the characters. I couldn't get attached to them. It was just like, okay. And I couldn't get into the characters. I enjoyed it, but I just couldn't get into the characters. The characters weren't that vested. The next one is this. Happiness. For some reason, I hear a lot of good things, but when I got this and read it for myself, it's okay, but the one major issue I have was the vampire chick and the main character end up becoming a relationship instantly when he became a vampire and trying to find her and instantly decided to run away because he can't live like this as a vampire, can't have a normal life looking like this. So instantly, just like that, and I did not like that. That was kind of a little bit of a rush, and there was no story behind for them being in a relationship, and that's what I have a major issue with. Next one, and this one. I really enjoy this. I enjoy this more than other yaoi manga that I have. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy them as well, but this one I love the most. And it's just, it caught my attention by a YouTuber, and I love the characters, and I felt how she feels as a whole, and understand what she's going through in her life, so I enjoyed it as a whole. So there's that. Next one is this. I didn't expect this was going to be good, honestly. I was surprised. And I read this completely blind because I never seen anyone talked about this. So I decided to pick this up on Amazon and write it for myself. And I absolutely enjoyed reading this. And this is something that the 2 volume mangas that I mentioned should look like as the size of the manga, honestly. And I actually enjoyed it nonetheless. And last but not least, for the honorable mention, Demon Rush. I wanted to put it in the list, but I decided not to because it's still new, still ongoing, 3 volumes, and the manga on Webtoon still goes on by Master Media. People are not giving this manga a chance over because they hate Master Media for no fucking reason, because he trays of the animation, blah, blah, blah. And some people just don't want him involved of his creation. They just don't want him involved of his work. They just want someone to take it away from it and do better job than him. And that's why I'm getting it from a lot of people. They just hate Master Media, and when he announces this, people don't want him to do it. They don't want him to have that power to create his own story. They want someone to take it over without him having free rights or anything, which is bullshit. And I enjoyed Demon Rush. I have been interested in Demon Rush since. Okay, sorry about that. My camera just started recording for out of nowhere because I was at a space for some fucking reason. Well, I was talking about Demon Rush, then I was going to end it there, so to speak. So I would apologize for that. So yeah, that's basically it of my 11 honorable mention that did not make the cut, and this is just my personal opinion on the honorable mention. And yeah, this is gonna be pain in the ass because top 25 is well, you guys see why it would take so long for me to make this video by this recording whenever this posts. So yeah, let's go ahead and get down to top 25. Okay, to start off my 25 through 21. So yeah, so basically, again, this is just my personal opinion on where I put them on the list for each of the manga. So the first thing on my top 25, another. Yep, this one made in the cut, and first ever omnibus edition, all in one. And see, me went back, we watched the anime after I read this manga, and how good it was, how mystery it was. It has that horror feeling to it, and I absolutely love it. I really absolutely love this manga right here, and not much people talk about it because it's so underrated, honestly, but no one even talks about it as a whole, so I put that in my top 25. So my top 24, Blue Flag, another underrated manga that made it into the cut, and this is how you do romantic done right. I want to put it higher, but it couldn't beat the others. And if you want to have a well done love triangle romance, this is the one. Like I said before in my review, he's helping her to get in a relationship with his childhood best friend, but then them two start to have a thing for each other. His childhood best friend is in love with him. So basically, this manga has three things: straight, gay, and bisexual. Which he's bisexual, straight, and gay. So all three of them in one, and I never expected I will love something that I just not a fan of. Because I'm not a fan of gay relationship, but somehow I enjoy reading this anyway, which is honestly a surprise for me for when I first read this manga. So yeah, I put them in my top 24. My top 23, Goodbye Eri. I wanted to put this higher until I got more and more mangas along the way. That got me into the feel, emotion, because of Eri, who passed away from illness or cancer or something like that. I read this manga like maybe twice, maybe three, I don't remember. And reading this made me feel heartbreak because the main character had to go witness to lose his mother, but then lost a person that he made a friend with and passed away and all that. And it is really heartbreak when I read this manga. So I decided to put this in my top 24 instead of having my honorable mention. My top 22, the quintessential quintuplets. I always said the name right. First ever harem manga that I ordered back in early 2023, I think. No, it was late 2022. And I didn't expect I would enjoy this as a whole. It keeps me guessing who the main character would end up with for the entire series on the manga. And my favorite girl is, well, you can't see right next to me, is Miku. Miku is my favorite, best girl in the entire of the series of 14 volumes as a whole. So I put this in my top 22. And my top 21 of this list, She and Her Cat. This goes in depth to the cat's point of view and seeing the main character herself struggle with life, working, and trying to build a relationship, that sort of thing. And is the same writer by Makoto Shinkai. So, same person who did 5 centimeters per second. So this is my third one that I got from him. And yeah, I really enjoy this. So I put this in my top 21 as a whole. And yeah, that's basically it for my top 25 through 21. Now let's get into the real fun stuff. And this, by this recording, is going to be a pain in the ass. So bear with me. To start off the top 20 through 11, so here's our that didn't reach the higher of the top 10. So coming in at number 20, My Hero Academia. So yeah, I was gonna have My Hero Academia as the highest, but I decided not to because there's other manga that reach higher on the list. So I decided to put this in number 20. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the series. I enjoyed the My Hero Academia. But I'm also looking forward to getting order for the My Hero Academia Vigilante in the future. So be on the lookout for that one whenever that day comes. So I decided to put My Hero Academia in my number 20. And coming in my top 19 is, this one actually hurts me, RWBY. I want to put RWBY in my top 5. I really wanted to. And the RWBY manga, the RWBY anthology mangas, were the first 5 that I started collecting manga. And not have this in the top 5, I felt hurt that it did not make, the top 5 or the top 10 list. But at least it made it to the top 19 as a whole and not be in the honorable mention. So yeah. And my top 18 is High School of the Dead, the omnibus edition. First ever hardcover I get one of these. And yeah, the sleeve was torn, so that's the reason why it looks like this. So when I watch the anime, I always want to know what happens next after this, because this one covers the first season, all of the episodes, and I got the second volume that covers other moment what happened to them afterward. It doesn't get much of attention, so I decided, what, let me put this on the list, because it never gets so much of attention. So there's that. And coming in my top 17, Fruit Basket. Yeah, I thought this was gonna hit the top 6, honestly. But if you guys want my honest review, I couldn't get attached to the characters. I finished reading them, but it's basically just, again, it's social life romance manga, and I couldn't get attached to the character. The only best girl I like was, if you saw my community tab when I post of one art that I actually liked from the manga, was in the volume 9, where it showed, what's her name, Isuzu, that's how you say her name, Isuzu, that's how you say the name. So yeah, so that's she's my all-time favorite, and the art of her and her significant other that she now in the relationship with, I I think he's cool. I like his design as well. But I couldn't get attached to the character, honestly. I don't know why. It just didn't connect it to me as a whole. Coming in my top 16, which also hit me that it didn't reach higher. Chainsaw Man. Yeah, I was shocked. Even though I enjoyed the series, I love part 1. And I wish that part 1 should just been the only series of Chainsaw Man. Part 2 is okay, but it just went downhill a bit. A little bit. It got a little bit better, but somehow I have not been keeping up with the manga chapter of the part 2. And that's the reason why I'm not collecting the part 2 manga of Chainsaw Man, just only the part 1. So, yeah. Who knows, I might reconsider going back collecting Chainsaw Man manga. Maybe not, I don't know. But I'm also kind of pissed when they announced they're gonna turn one of my favorite arc into a movie. The Bomb Girl arc, aka Reze, to make her arc as a movie instead of a series, which is complete bullshit. So, yeah, I put that in my top 15. Not 15, 16, I'm sorry. And coming in my top 15, the Flowers of Evil. I wanted to be higher. Reading this was so good. And I had to put it in the top 15. It was so close to reach 10. So close. But I had to put it in my top 15 because it couldn't beat the others. So, yeah, I had to put this top 15. It got weird, but at the same time, I got interested of the story for the girl. I can't remember her fucking name now because I read it once and I'm not reading it again. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to put it back on the bookshelf. That's what I'm saying. It's the bitch part for me to get this back in. There we go. I think I got it back in. Yep, there you go. Because when I'm saying I had to put all my mangas up, I might as well do it. My bookshelf is literally right next to me, so it makes it a lot more easier for me. And the manga is basically right in front of me as a whole, so yeah. So, The Flowers of Evil is my top 15. And coming in my top 14, Agamika Kill. This, after seeing the anime, back when I was in my 9th grade year, when I saw the final episode of Agamika Kill, I wish I watched it way, way back when it got out on Adult Swim. Until I decided to watch the series again and find out about the manga is completely different than the anime. I love the manga, but I love the anime more. But reading the manga, I feel like the anime should have done it justice, honestly. So I like both in a way. Like the manga did justice, but the anime didn't. But I love the anime more than the manga, but I enjoyed the manga more than the anime. You see what I'm getting at? So yeah, I put this in my top 14. And coming in top 13, which this is going to be shocking to a lot of y'all people. You think RWBY and Chainsaw Man and the other in my honorable mention did not make the higher list or the cut? This one hits me because I wanted to be in the top 10 or the top 5. Devilman. You guys should know, I love the Devilman series. I love the Devilman Crybaby. When I read this manga, I was in love even more of the Devilman franchise. And seeing this in top 13, that hurts so bad. Every single manga I read, it fucking hurts to my core. Like, legit. And because I love the anime of Devil May Cry Baby more than the manga. So that really hits me so bad. So yeah, it's in my top 13. Coming in my top 12, Claymore. yes, Claymore somehow became the higher than Devilman. You could say this is my Berserk in a way. Don't get me wrong, Berserk is cool and badass, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so tempted to have Berserk to be my next manga collection after Claymore, but I couldn't. Because I don't know if I'm ready or wanted to give that a chance at all. Because, oh my god, I still can't get past the one manga chapter of Gus getting raped as a kid. I just couldn't get past on that. Coming from someone who did a What If Deku Was a Villain, the movie, but somehow I can't get past the Berserk. I just can't. So, to end off the top 20 through 11, my top 11 and final, Orange. Orange made in the top 11, in my personal opinion. Orange was this close by to be in my top 10. It was in my top 10 until that manga took that spot away. This was the most enjoying manga, a social life romance manga I actually loved before the others came in the picture. Involved time travel, saving a new friend's life before offering himself and help the future of the main characters, trying to tell their past self to save and fix their mistake, something they couldn't. But the past timeline, the present changed, but the future didn't, which is even more sadder. So yeah, those are top 20 through top 11. So now we get into the main big ones of this channel. Coming at my top 10, but before we get into that, from 10 through 6, that basically my top 5 favorite, my 2 second top 5 favorites. So basically, my second half of top 5, honestly. That's how I'm going to say it on the mangas, so I don't know how to say it probably, because by this recording, it's Sunday, so the other 3 or 4, whatever I record, was yesterday. So it's Sunday by this recording here. So this is my top 10. So coming in my top 10 is I Had That Same Dream Again. And this was a heartwarming manga that I ever read. And it's so good. I didn't expect it would be like, it basically tells about a long road to happiness and a young girl trying to find the meaning of her own life, and she has 3 people that she looks up to, 3 idol from the entire book. And this is the most heartwarming manga I ever read, and it's just so good. I had to put this in the top 10, and this was the reason why Orange didn't get into the top 10 because of it. So that's the main reason. So coming in my top 9, Does a Hot Elf Live Next Door to You? This made it to the top 9. It was going to be the honorable mention, but until things would change here and there, so I had to put this in the top 9. I really enjoyed it. I love the elf's character as a whole, and it's not like a harem manga, but it didn't have that feeling. I mean, it did kind of, but the elf and the main character started to have feelings for each other, and the manga ended in a good note where the main character and the elves have other guests to move in next door to them, and them two became a couple for the next, as a neighbor or whatever. They don't live together, but they just became neighbors, couple or whatever. So I really enjoy this manga as a whole. And coming into my top 8, love is hard for an otaku. I had to put this on the higher list because if you guys saw my review, you know how much I could relate to the two main casts. Not these two, the actual two main characters as a nutshell. Because, one, I'm an otaku, you guys should know this, and my girlfriend, she's a gamer, and also an otaku as well. But not as hardcore like me, honestly. And I never thought a manga that I could find a manga that I could fully fucking relate. But this manga doesn't cover a bunch of teenagers. It covers actual grown-ass adults with real-life shit. And, it's just, like, holy fuck. Like, it's something I could actually, relate. Coming in my top 7, A Silent Voice. This got me emotional because I thought the main character right here died by saving her. I thought they were going to go that route because that would fucking hurt me. Like, she was about to commit suicide, but he saved her. And that really got me from volume... What was it? Volume... Yeah, it was around volume 6. And I thought he died, but... Whew, that got me. That really freaking got me. And, so yeah. And also, somehow I can relate to both of them because I used to be a bully. I call it karma. I've been getting bullied. So, somehow I can relate to this, but actually has consequences. I never had, like, action consequences from... The only thing I can relate to him that he's bullying and picked on people, but I never been getting, like, any consequence of my bullying or whatever. But seeing the main character getting consequence for bullying a girl that cannot speak, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. And coming into my top 6 to end this is Spider-Man Fake Red. You guys have no idea. I wanted to put in my top 5. I've been wanting to put in my top 5 because I had to put it in the top 6 because there's a reason for that, so we'll get to that eventually. I read this manga several fucking times reading this manga because how good it is. It doesn't focus on Peter Parker. Well, there's a flashback of that. It focuses on a new character named Yu, Y-U, about him being a normal kid, and then he came across Spider-Man's suit that left in the alleyway, and he became his idol, Spider-Man, even though he doesn't have a power, but he actually managed to save lives, and it is so fucking good. I keep reading this several fucking times, and it's a shame no one talks about it, and a shame that not people ordering this. And the writer has so many ideas, so many plans to make more Marvel manga that he has in mind. But since the box office didn't go well for selling these, it was pissed me off. Like I want people to give this manga a chance. Like, come on, guys, it's so damn good. So yeah, Spider-Man Fake Red is in my top 6. So let's move on to the next one. And finally, we made it to my top 5 favorite best manga of all time that I read and have for several years, and I can finally and tell you guys what are my actual favorite, the best manga, and my personal opinions of all time. And before we get into that, let me know in the comment section down below what is your top 5 favorite manga that you guys read, your top 10 as well. So yeah. So now coming to my top 5. The Garden of Words by Makoto Shinkai. This, again, I seen the movie, and I had to get the manga, because I love the movie, and I love this manga, because this manga covers up the entire film. And I don't care what people say, I love this manga, I love this one. This is my all-time favorite that Makoto Shinkai ever made as a whole. And sorry, I tried my best not to freaking yawn. So, you guys know this is my all-time favorite. And I really love the dynamic. I love the character between the teacher and the student. And whenever they go to the park, it always rain. And I love when it involves rain or anything like that. And I don't know what else I can say about this that is so good. When you read the manga and watch the movie, you can see why it's so good. Coming in to my top 4, Full Metal Alchemist. Man, talk about throwback for me. Goes way back. I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Netflix. And then I watched the show so many fucking times. So I've been wanting to get my hands on the box set of Full Metal Alchemist for so damn long. For the past 2 years. And I just couldn't get into it. I can't speak. But somehow I just couldn't get it. Because a lot of things have been going on. And so many mangas that I want to get my hands on as well. But this one was worth it. I read the entire manga and I fucking love it. And again, even though I know how it ends, but I still read the manga and I still fucking enjoyed Full Metal Alchemist. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was the masterpiece anime base of the manga adaptation. They actually made the anime to be more like manga. Like you're reading the manga by watching. Because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood did something right by using the manga adaptation. And it's so good. And it's still good watching the movie. Not the movies, the show, and reading the manga. And coming into my top 3, my all-time favorite, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. If for those people saw my review, or have not, out of all the mangas I fucking read, this literally got me into fucking tears. Like, literally, I cried. Like, legit fucking cried. You know why I had to put this in my top 3. It got me so teared of her death. Not because of her pancreas was killing her and that she had a few days to live. No. She was murdered. Because she still had a few days to live, but it was taken away from her by being murdered by a random asshole who attacked the hospital and killed mostly people, and she was one of them. And it's the aftermath that actually got me. And I fucking cried. And it really does hurt. And I refuse to read this again in a good way, because I do not want to cry again. So, yeah, I put that in my top 3. And speaking of manga that I refuse to read, coming in my top 2, Goodnight Pum Pum. Do I need to say more? Do I need to say more about this manga? It is so realistic, so dark, and facts about reality, relationship, and the dark side of the relationship. And it's just I don't know what else I can say. The ending from this manga right here, this volume, was so fucking dark for the ending. If you guys saw my review, you guys know what I'm talking about. For those people who have not, read the manga. Read the entire fucking manga. This is the manga that I refuse to read again in a good way because how good it was. And I had to put that in my fucking top 2. And coming into my top 1, my favorite, and the best manga I've read. I know this sounds a little bit biased, but I just had to put this top 1 because it is my favorite. It is the best manga, in my personal opinion. And this sounds a little bit biased again, and that is Bleach. Every single top manga reader and manga collector do their top 25 or whatever, they never bring Bleach in their fucking list. Only One Piece, Naruto. Sometimes people mention about One Piece, sometimes Naruto, sometimes Dragon Ball Z, or just Dragon Ball in general. But no one bringing Bleach in their fucking list. And it's pissing me off. I had to put Bleach as my top 1 favorite and best manga, in my personal opinion. Because it's so underrated. It needs more love and attention. Even though the anime, The Thousand Year Blood War, is out, but we're waiting for part 3. We don't know when that's coming out. It's still underrated. And people still talking shit about it for no fucking reason. And reading this manga from the Soul Society, the Rancor, the Fullbringer, the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and even have the light novels of Can't Feel Your Own World and We Do Not Always Love You, Bleach has been part of my life. And reading this manga felt the nostalgia, reminding me as a kid that how I watched Bleach as a kid. Bleach has been a special place in my heart. Ichigo Kurosaki is my favorite main character, and first ever main character that I grew up with, and the character I could fucking relate to the fucking nutshell. And I really love the Bleach series. I always have and I always will. If it wasn't for Bleach, Dragon Ball Z would have been my first ever anime I would have watched. But Bleach took that spot as my first ever anime that I watched as a kid. And Bleach will has a special place in my heart. And nothing can change it otherwise. If you had to ask me if my favorite anime of all time, it's gonna have to be Bleach. Because, hey, if people could put One Piece as their favorite anime and manga, why can't I do the same thing for Bleach? So I don't want to hear no one attacking me or anything like that because I'm being biased about it. Same goes if people put Bleach, One Piece or Naruto as their top 1 favorite manga and anime. That sounds a bit biased. So it's okay for them, but when I do it, it's a bad thing. So fuck y'all. So yeah, my top 1 favorite and best manga, in my personal opinion, is Bleach. So yeah, that is my top 1. So there you have it. Those are my top 25 favorite best manga, and my personal opinion, plus the honorable mention as well. Man, talk about 2 years of collecting manga. And my last one would be My Hero Academia Vigilante. So after that, I'm completely done. The only manga that I will continue on getting is Demon Rush and My Hero Academia. That's it. And yeah, unless there's some other mangas that caught my attention, I might get it in the future. We'll just wait and see. Because I don't have enough room for putting mangas or whatever. So yeah, if I come across a manga that caught my attention or interested, I'm gonna get it. Depends. And 2 fucking years that I collected manga. 2023 was a hard one for me, but I managed either way. And Do I ever think about go back and reading all the mangas I have? Maybe, maybe not. Because when I read it once, I put it on the shelf and I just leave it there as a collection or whatever. But it depends on how I am in the mood. So, do I ever think about redoing this type of video? No. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that crap again. This is the only time I'm doing this by showing my face and showing the mangas. And also when I'm done getting My Hero Academia Vigilante, now I can show you guys my entire manga collection in a separate video. Even though you guys saw the one volume for the mangas, but I want to show you guys all my manga collection that I got. So be on the lookout for that one. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And those are my top 25 favorite best manga and my personal opinion, plus the honorable mention. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your top 10, top 5 favorite mangas, and that you consider that as the best mangas in your personal opinions. Like, comment, share, subscribe, links to my other channels, my social media. Also, I don't have a Discord anymore because my old account has been banned. So, yeah. I made a new Discord, but that's going to be a private for now on. I'm not risking it again. I got banned for no fucking reason. Let's just leave it at that. So, yeah, I had no Discord server or anything. Just my social media and all that. So, yeah, again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Neil before, Shadow Critias, and I'll see you guys later.